Jean-Manuel, welcome. Let's talk about strategic pricing. How do you define it and why is it so important?
Strategic pricing is a way to think beyond prices. And it's so important because it shapes businesses and it shapes markets in ways people forget when they think about just the number. So, for instance, there was the launch of Apple Vision Pro just a couple of weeks ago. And the only thing everybody is talking about in relation to pricing is what's the price? And is it too high, too low? So they came out with a number of 3,399 or something. It finishes 99 the way every prices need to finish, right? But the real question about the Vision Pro is the pricing structure and how is Apple going to make money and how are they going to share that money with app developers, and are they going to have exactly the same way to share it than they have in the App Store, or are they going to subsidize it in order to get better content? And how is that going to enable Apple to succeed in the metaverse space and the Web3 in ways that hasn't been possible for Facebook and others? These are the fundamental questions about strategic pricing, not whether the price is just up too high, too low, or what it should be.
You said it goes beyond prices. Why does that distinction really matter to a company to really get that and to their customers?
So, for instance, before you even have a price number, you need to choose the unit of a price. Let me give you an example. If you want to buy or sell a car, the first idea is, well, I'm going to buy per car. Well, that's the original model. But you can also buy a car per month. And that's leasing and financing. And it's not, it's about, banks and other actors can get in the market. But if you could sell a car by the day, it's a rental car. It's a completely different business. And if you could sell a car by the mile, it's a cab. And it's a completely different business. And in the last 15 years, we had another business model that was invented, selling the car by the ride. That's, of course, ride sharing. And so the pricing unit determines the market and shapes how people can use a particular object or service in completely different ways. Another example is Salesforce.com established itself as not software, but SaaS, because they changed the pricing model from licensing upfront, where the companies had to pay everything upfront and big amounts, and Salesforce made it really easy to sign up a few users and get to pay per user per month. So that's how strategic pricing is all about the structure of how you price, not what the number is.
What sort of questions do you need to be asking when drawing up a strategic pricing strategy?
You need to go back to the fundamentals about how you add value and how you add value compared to your competitors for different customer segments. So it's a very fundamental strategic questions you need to ask yourself. And when you answer that question, you discover that you don't add the same value to every customer segment. And therefore, you can break the fundamental rules of pricing that says, if I price up, I'm going to have less customers. If I price down, I'm going to have more customers, but I'm going to make less money. If you think about strategic pricing, you think more, can I do both? Can I both serve a large number of customers and make money in a better way? And so strategic pricing allows you to both increase share and increase margins, whereas in theory, if you just go to economics classes, it says you have a trade-off between the two. But that's not true.
In today's complex environment, challenging as well, is it more important to have a great strategy in place?
Yes, when the world is completely changing and customers can get access to different sources of information, you need to be very aware about how all these informations they get when they are trying to get info about how to make a decision is going to inform and frame their decisions. And so right now, for instance, I was talking to an insurer yesterday who says everything is done through search engines that can price compare. Well, at that point, if they all compared on one single number, then that number really matters. And it's very different from what it used to be a few years ago, when they could advertise their products and their services and their offers. So as the environment changes, yes, your pricing strategy should change as well.
Jean-Manuel, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.